Yes, I know. We are, the cameras are off yet again. I am fixing that right now. Zach, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
If I remembered that I had it set up a very specific way, I wouldn't have to do this yet again.
The dangers of having a different format for several different versions of streaming.
Well, I mean, and it's not just that. It's just that it's been a minute since. Uh, well, it's literally been a week since. No, I'm sorry. We didn't stream last week. We didn't stream the podcast last week, but yeah, just that the fact that it was off and I completely forgot that I had a very specific setup, as you said. Um, Normally when it's just me, I don't have to worry about it, but them's the breaks.
Them's are the breaks.
Zach, the
At
world's on
least they
fire.
work. How
Yeah,
about yours?
that's the way I like it. And I better get corn.
I could stand to be a little bit more bored.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah. What have you been up to?
Not too much. Still in a bit of a Elden Ring slump.
How?
So
I thought you were done. Oh,
no,
slump.
no, no.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like I'm still recovering from Elden Ring.
Gotcha.
So I'm just playing random things here and there, jumping all over the place, sort of
I
thing.
thought for sure you would like default back into another From Software game. Are there any of them that you haven't played
I
yet?
keep I keep thinking about it now. Um, I haven't played the Demon Souls remake or the original Demon Souls for that matter, but yeah, I don't have that for my PS5, but I do have all of the other ones, except for Dark Souls 2, available to me.
Right.
Um, so I could play those. I have been hovering over Dark Souls Remastered for a minute, um, but I think I'm still kind of giving myself a Souls break. I keep meaning to go and start FF7 Remake,
Right.
and then I just don't. So,
Wasn't that
but
one of the
maybe
games
this.
I thought you were gonna wait until like it was all out
No,
20 years from now.
I think initially I was thinking that, but then their dev time proceeded to be like every 4 years or whatever.
I think well no, because 7 came out in 2020,
It
didn't it?
did, it did. But at the time, it seemed like it was going to be a while.
Right.
And I just picked up remake on sale
Right.
for like $30 like a month ago. Um,
The one
so I
that
do
comes
have that
the one that comes with Integrate, right?
integrate. Yeah,
So
yeah,
when I played it when it first came out, I didn't have Integrate. So when it finally did come out for the PS5 version, I was so pissed because that was
yeah.
right when everyone was still trying. I mean, I guess we're still at that point where people are still trying to grab PS5s, and so they can't play this version of it. But luckily, PC owners can play it now, so I
Yeah,
have that version
yeah.
now.
And I think that's probably another reason why I'm not too worried about it all being contained at least to one console,
Right.
just because it seems like the PS5 life cycle is going to be pretty fucking long, just by virtue of people struggling to get their hands on it.
It's definitely going to
Uh,
add a couple of years for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So, and the fact that they came out and said it was only going to be 3 games helped too. Because I feel like that's the limit, like any more than three, and you run the risk of bleeding over into the next gen. Um,
Keep going. Keep going. You're good.
are you fixing that?
I am fixing that. Yes.
Okay, okay.
It's not my
Um,
fault. It's fucking Discord deciding to stop sharing my
just
screen.
just so you know, whenever you stream over here, I don't know if you like minimize whatever you have up, but when you do, it I don't see your screen anymore.
Right. You don't see me anymore.
No, like if you were to minimize this Chrome tab or whatever,
Yeah.
it just like it doesn't mirror it. Like nothing happens.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
So whenever it says on my end, whenever I click away from it, It says your stream is still running. We've just paused this preview to save your resources. So whenever I click back on it, like, is it not? Hold on.
That I can see.
It's scrolling up and down right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just because I've clicked away from it. That's why.
Okay. I just want to make you aware. I don't know what
I knew that
happens on
already.
your
You were
end.
throwing me
I
off.
just, I don't want you to be like doing stuff and then anyway.
Discord's the villain here, not me.
Discord is the villain. Discord's the villain every week of the podcast. That's for sure. We should switch over to Zoom or something.
I'm not doing that. You can't fucking make me.
But anyway,
Microsoft Teams.
I'll get around to 7 Remake maybe sometime this week. But other than that, I haven't been doing much. I did finish The Bear, not last week, but the week before. Just got to reiterate, great fucking show.
I got further in. I'm almost done. I think I finished episode 5 like Monday, and I know it's literally only at 8 episodes. I just need to like sit down and commit to it. There's just a lot that dropped this week to watch. So,
and second to last episode is under 20 minutes even. So
well, there you go.
Yeah, but just like it's one of those shows where once you finish it, you're like, fuck, now I gotta wait a year for season 2. But then when I finished that, I jumped over to I've been watching the new season of Harley Quinn, and that's been great so far.
It's been all right.
I still like it. There's like, you got to do a whole lot for me to dislike something that I've actively liked up to that point, which is why it says a lot that I will never skip a moment to vocally like shout down Westworld season 2. You know,
like, when it comes to like what, wasting your time or
no, just like because if I like the beginning, like say there's 2 seasons of a show, if I like season 1, I go into season 2 with goodwill, right? So even if your season 2 is kind of lesser than season 1, the good vibes that I have will carry over into that and it'll sort of elevate it. But by that same flip of the coin, if it's really bad, then it'll actually detract from the previous season, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's like Harley Quinn season 3 for me at the moment is like technically it's probably more middle of the road, but I give it a little bit more credit just because it's the same characters, the same actors doing the voices, the good comedy style carrying over from the previous 2 seasons. So like I'm judging it as not only as a singular at the moment, but like carrying over from the whole.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. We'll see.
I feel kind of, I don't want to say spoiled, but when they interviewed the creator or the showrunner of the show, and they asked like, is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy's relationship, are they going to stay together? And he just straight up confirmed, yeah, they're going to stay together for the rest of the series, for as long as we're going to continue making it. And not that I hate representation in that way, but it definitely takes kind of the not the motivation either. What am I thinking of? The mystique of like, what if, maybe possibly they break up at one point. But I know if they break up at one point, because the creator said that they're going to stay together, that they're going to come back together. So I feel like a certain section of the story surprises have been taken away. So,
well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was finishing up there. So,
in its defense, I will say that's probably one of the things that I dislike about like sitcoms in general. Is like you'll have this will they won't they sort of relationship. And it's not even just sitcoms. It's a lot of different genres. But you have your main romantic interest, and they're go for a season or 2 of will they, won't they, or man, I'm so ready for them to just pull the trigger and them get together, and then they finally do, and then like halfway into the next season they split.
Yeah,
because they have to, create some sort of drama. And I think in Harley Quinn's case, for me, it's a positive that they're not doing that, at least at the moment, because I feel like you can have that sort of tug and pull drama without actually having to stand on the precipice of like breaking them up. And I felt like I spent so much of season 1 and 2 waiting for them to get together that the more time that they spend together, I enjoy that more than them arbitrarily deciding, oh, this isn't going to work, or oh, here's a stumbling block in our relationship,
Right.
and the first time that comes up, let's just call it off. Like to me, that's just extending drama to where it doesn't need to be. Um, so I don't know.
No, I mean
To each their own.
that's totally fair. I don't mean to say like, oh, I don't think the relationship will last, or I don't think it should last, or anything like that. I just don't like the surprise of them staying together throughout all the hardships of
Mm,
this season, and what if they're getting for future seasons of them
yeah,
staying together. I'm not going to be surprised that they're going to stay together. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah.
So it's just the
Fair. That's
mystery is
fair.
taken away. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm just not enjoying it as much as previous seasons, because I know that um, there is an air of that sitcom sort of feeling of this relationship and all the troubles they have to go through uh, in order for them to stick together. And Poison Ivy trying to become like her own
Mm,
supervillain and realize her plans, and that's kind of the main plot line of this
yeah.
season. But it doesn't have that, ooh, when is this one villain character going to show up and like be completely different from their normal comic counterpart. I mean, that did kind of happen, or it still does kind of happen, but I
Yeah.
don't feel I just, they're just kind of I miss Kite Man. I miss
Yeah.
uh Joker to an extent. I know that he may pop in later this season, but yeah, I don't, it's okay so far.
That's fair. That's
That
fair.
that being said, I don't think it's gonna get another season. Just in
Yeah,
general.
well, I mean, all the upheaval with HBO Max and Warner and just that whole fucking shit show
Yeah.
is it's just a mess.
It's the implosion of this merger, or not, I wouldn't say this merger, but Zasislav's who's the CEO of Discovery,
Yeah.
um just like chopping up this newly adopted child that they decided to adopt,
Yeah.
who's growing into a bright young boy, but no, I don't like the potential that this company has and all of its IP. So we're just gonna
Yeah.
start, except for the movies that are apparently in production for nearly a decade, and we've sunk $200 million into it, and our main star is super problematic. We're gonna
We're gonna let
think of
that
the
one
options.
slide, yeah.
Well, maybe like they might shelve it, which I think they should, because
I,
fuck it. But I
yeah.
feel so bad for Michael Keaton, because he's getting all of his movies where he gets to play Batman just consistently shelved. And I'm
Yeah.
like, come
Yeah.
on. This is what happened, and it's scaring not just investors, it's not just scaring audience members who enjoyed those movies, enjoy all of these IP, but it's also like it's scaring huge sections of Hollywood. Actors are not going to want to audition for Warner Brothers projects, because they're going to
Yeah.
like, why am I going to spend all this time? And I mean, I'll still get paid because I'm an actor. I'm a millionaire. But then they're not going to see their artwork realized.
Well, I mean, like, fuck the was it Batgirl or the Scoob sequel, where they got those were two of the big projects that got shelved in this whole kerfuffle.
Because they
Uh,
were basically done. They were in post production.
yeah, but one of them was they like a week after they still had like everything set up to make the soundtrack or the score,
Yeah,
and rather than having to be like, well, we paid for it and we're not going to do anything with it, so we like instead of just throwing money out the window one way, we're going to throw out money but still do the thing that's never going to come out, sort of thing. So they like had paid for the space to make the score,
yeah.
and that was they were supposed to do that a week after it got shelved. So but they still went and did the score, like they did the whole production of making it.
I can't say that I saw that anywhere. That may, I mean, if you're saying it's one of the two, then it's one of the two. But I just
I'm
know
pretty
that.
sure it's Scoob. Let me check.
But I know that both creative teams for both movies have come out and said that they're extremely disappointed. Was it Scoob?
Yeah, it was Scoob 2. Despite the film being shelved, that they went ahead and did the
Electric
score
Scoobaloo.
recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like as you said, if you're working in the industry and you see like, oh well, this film that I worked on is like halfway or more through post, and it's still getting canned for tax reasons, then like fuck, I don't think I really even want to work with that studio anymore. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if there's people having that conversation right now.
Meanwhile, Henry Cavill is like,
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
was way before the merger, but at the same time, he literally has no reason to come back.
Yeah.
So, and he,
Well, and he's got his, like he's part of the Witcher, so he's has his success elsewhere. He
yeah,
doesn't
well,
have to like bank on just
and
being Superman.
that's his creative baby too. But
Yeah.
and I'm sure that he's had his own issues with Netflix and Netflix's deal. Zach,
Yes.
I have a tier list here.
Okay.
I
What
figured
tier list?
it's a best fast food slash fast casual restaurants tier list maker. Let's just
Okay.
throw that up here. Oh, whoa. Let's do. That's not it. But hey, look, that was our schedule a couple of weeks ago. Let's see. There we go. Yoink. And let's see. So we have a tier list here. And I've already pointed out a couple that, and you can see everything okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And I already see a couple that I have never been to. So this may not last as long as I would like it to, but them's the breaks,
Them's are the breaks, yes.
So let's just go through it. And I know we're gonna have some disagreements.
Yes,
I can already tell.
imagine so. Yeah.
Oh, so whoops. So let's just go down the list. What do you say?
All right, let's do it.
A&W.
I've had, I think, maybe twice in my life.
Good Lord.
And I don't remember particularly enjoying it. So, in my opinion, I'd probably throw that on a solid D.
D. All right. So you don't even remember anything about it?
I do. I remember not liking it very much.
Fair enough. I was gonna say, my counter argument to this is, I have had it more than twice. A&W, just from a soft drink perspective, not the best root beer.
No, Mug's the best, right? Or Barks, one of the two.
Not Barks. Muggs is probably the closest to the best root beer, but yeah, I don't see it anymore. Anyway, their burgers and shit are just like subpar, so I'm gonna agree with you. We'll put it in solid D.
Yeah.
Arby's.
Hey, A+ marketing team. They deserve like a monthly raise at the rate that they go.
Yeah.
But I actually am not a fan of Arby's.
Really?
Really. They are fine. Like if somebody I'm with really loves Arby's, I'm okay. I'm falling on my sword for that. So I'd probably throw it as a C. But personally, like that's being generous for me because Arby's is about maybe like I would pick Arby's over A&W for sure.
Okay.
But it would be low on my list of choices.
Can you think, okay, so have you ever like thought to yourself, and I might have to do this more than once, have you ever thought to yourself, I'm craving a roast beef sandwich?
No.
Like ever?
Ever. Never ever.
I think that this is going to help solve our problems here. Granted, it's cornered the market of roast beef sandwiches. It's literally the only place I can think of. I mean, outside of like a barbecue place,
Yeah, like an actual barbecue pit or something.
which we will get to. But I can safely say every time I've had Arby's, it's about the same as Taco Bell, which we will again get to. But Arby's is a solid. I gotta put it in. Sorry, I didn't finish my point. Arby's, I have the same result as Taco Bell, which is that indigestion.
Yes.
It's coming
I
out the
feel
same
like
way
shit.
it's going in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna say F. What did you say?
I said C.
Do you want to compromise?
But yeah, we can split. We can split the difference.
Because I'm okay with D.
Yeah.
I'm okay with D. The category D, not our friend D. D sucks.
And I was being, like C for me was like, I'm being fucking nice here.
Yeah.
So,
You're being very nice. I can't. Their Arby's sauce. Fuck Arby's sauce. All right. We're gonna get to some other restaurants that have better sauces. Baja Fresh.
I've never heard or had this, unless it's similar to Baja Grill, but I don't think it is because that's a local place.
Yeah, and then well, here's the thing. I think they have multiple branches. Baja Fresh. Just want to see if there's any near us. There is one very close. I think it's. Oh no, it's Baja Cantina. It auto completed. So yeah, we never had this. This may be a California only. Blimpie.
I don't know what it is, but I love the name.
I love it. It's Subway adjacent. It's basically Subway.
Gotcha.
It's the same setup, same deal.
Have you had it? Have you had it?
I have had it. I had it when I was on base, and it was the only like sandwich place really. I think they had like a partnership with the military to be on base. It's okay. You know,
you have a limpy for a blimpy.
Oh my god.
Blimpy, you can have that one for free, Blimpy. I don't know why you would want that, but you can have it.
Hey, if Arby's is somehow nailing the marketing game but like failing the food game, anyone can do it. Anyone
I like the strategy of negative marketing.
I also think it's really fucking vain that they call themselves America's Sub Shop. If you can't see underneath the logo here, it says Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. If that's their current slogan, that is bold. That is fighting words
for all of America.
Because what do you think when you think sub place? What do you think immediately?
I think Subway's shit. That's what I think.
Right. You think Subway, and then you think, yeah, I don't want a sandwich anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go get tacos or something.
So you would throw that as a D?
Because their food isn't bad.
Edible.
I'll put it in C because it's edible. It was fine. It was fine. It when I wanted a Subway sandwich when I was on base, I had a Blimpie sandwich. It cost about the same from what I remember. Doesn't matter. Bojangles. I've never had.
I don't know what this is.
I think it's a chicken place. Let me look this up.
I like the name again. Great name.
This name frightens me because it makes me think of clowns.
Sure, yeah, I get that.
Bojangles near me.
I just think like with names like that, I think how much would I enjoy saying this in a normal average conversation of like, hey, you want to go to Bojangles? And like just like maybe I don't want to go to Bojangles, but being able to say,
yeah, it's a fried
do you want to go to Bojangles? Like that's the point total of your day goes up by at least one.
I guess, I guess. Here, I'm just gonna. You don't want to see our faces. Oh. Or maybe you do. Actually, let's just keep it down here. You can see us. See us, and that'll be fine. Let's see. What is the next one? Boston Market.
If it could go lower than an F, I'd put it there.
For Boston Market?
Yeah.
Really?
Fucking terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Absolutely horseshit.
Damn. Hold on.
God awful.
I gotta get a second opinion. Not that I don't trust you. I actually haven't had Boston Market in quite a while, just because I think the only location is I don't want to give the exact place just because I don't want to dox us, but it's kind of in the middle of like a terrible neighborhood. The only one that I can think of, and then the rest of them are like, yeah, they're just out of the way.
Let me put it this way. At a time, if there's a time where they don't fuck up your order, they would still be an F.
Oh wow, really? Just like
Because
food
it's
quality
just
wise.
it's just does not taste good. It's like rubber plastic bullshit is what it is.
I always grew up because we used to go after church with like when I was growing up with my family, going to church, and then we come back out. We would go out to eat Boston Market or Taco Bell or something like that. Our mutual friend is saying,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
no. Wrong, absolutely wrong."
okay."
No. Now maybe like fair point. Maybe I just have had terrible luck, but I've been to several different locations for Boston Market. I've never enjoyed it. It's either made me sick or feel like I'm gonna be sick. And then yeah, there were like at least 4 different occasions where all I got was just a normal fucking barbecue sandwich, and some dipshit in the back thought, "Hey, you know what goes good on this? Mayonnaise."
But they're cornbread. They're sweet cornbread.
Bleh.
Oh, okay, all right. I will give this. I will put this in F only because I'm going off in nostalgia. I haven't had it in, like I said, a couple of years. So we'll put it in F.
Yeah, all right. I appreciate that. I feel vindicated, even if people don't agree with me. Maybe people are like, "Well, fuck Zach. How dare he come from my precious Boston Market?" I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. Boston Market's terrible, and you should eat something else if you want to. Live your life however you choose.
I can't for the life of me see how. I never expected you to get so fucking heated about this, but here we are.
I've never had a good experience at one, and there was a point in time where Casey would want Boston Market like every other week, just randomly, and it progressively got to the point where I'd be fearing that day of the week. Like, if it got to Friday and we hadn't had it yet, I'm like, fuck, is there a way to go comatose for the rest of the weekend?
Good Lord. I'm being 100% serious. Are you okay?
Oh yeah. I haven't had Boston Market in like 3 years because finally, after so many bad instances that Casey also had, now she's also on like, no, we're not doing Boston Market again.
I guess it's because, and I'm taking this point from our mutual friend. He's saying it's a classic family dinner without all the effort. But you're saying it's not.
To do KFC or some shit.
Oh, okay. We'll get to KFC.
Like, here's the thing. You want barbecue? There's Dickies, right?
Right.
You want like fried chicken or like country style cooking or whatever? Yeah, do Popeyes or fucking KFC. Like, there's so many other better options without even taking into consideration that Boston Market is just shitty food.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
That's fair. That's fair. You're totally valid in your feelings. Burger King.
You know, I'm not as anti Burger King as some people. I'd say it's a solid C.
C.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to Burger King?
I probably had it like 4 months ago.
Every time I've driven past a Burger King, and they're just my personal opinion out there, it's fine.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's always like the 4th or 5th choice, though,
exactly. Yeah.
when it comes to burger places, because it's always surrounded by like marginally better.
Well, you're never like, I feel like Burger King.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Like, you either are like, oh, I feel like McDonald's, and for some reason it's McDonald's is closed or some shit, and you're like, okay, well, I'll get one of the other ones. And then eventually, if everything else is closed, or for some reason it's like way out of the way to go somewhere else, you might choose Burger King. You also might just say, "Ah, fuck it, maybe I won't get a burger."
Right. So Burger King, you put as a solid C, but
Yeah, I'd put C.
it's
Yeah.
always a solid fourth or fifth choice.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, does that not? Can you
I
think
mean,
of?
if like, I don't think D would be like against my morals or anything. If that's where you'd want to put it.
I don't think I've had it in years, like deliberately, like by choice. Um, hmm.
For me, like a D is something that if I had to eat it, I'd still probably not like it very much. And Burger King is one where if I have to eat it, it's fine. Like
Right.
I will probably come away going, yeah, that was a decent burger. Their fries are good. You know, like
Their little tiny flimsy ass onion rings are actually pretty good. I just like crumble them up in my
yeah.
hand. I love me a good onion ring. Not a lot of places have onion rings.
hmm
So when I get them, and I'm pretty sure that they're just the onion rings that you could buy at like any Kroger or Tom Thumb in
Yeah.
this like brand. Anyway,
Worth noting that I would also classify something that doesn't make me sick as something higher than a D. But it's, yeah, if you want to throw it in there, that's fine.
I think actually, you know what? That's fair. I'll bump up A and W as well, just because
Okay.
I feel like yeah, D is the makes you sick, but like you're willing to go back to eat it. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, and then F is just like dog shit.
Yeah.
Okay, like you never want to go back.
Please don't put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm just saying. All right, Raising Cane's.
That's probably a B. That's some good chicken.
I had Raising Cane's for the first time the other day.
Oh yeah.
And
What'd you think?
Fucking expensive.
It's very expensive. Yes,
Like-
they are able to get away with it because a lot of people really, really, really like canes.
Right.
I don't know if that's justified, but yeah, I'd say it's decent chicken.
I think the breading was fine. It wasn't as tender. The tenders weren't as tender as I would have liked to have been.
Mhm.
I did get a good chunk of sides with the fries,
Yeah.
but their sauce, like their their cane sauce,
hmm
not good.
Really?
Way too tangy. Way too.
Is that what is that? Just like the one of their house,
Yeah, it's
like
it's
Thousand Island and ketchup or mayo? Or
it's I
whatever?
think it's like it's a ranch and barbecue or ranch and ketchup and barbecue mix.
Yeah,
And
I don't usually get that sort of sauce, so like I never have to worry about it very much.
That's fair. No, and I would ask for like just ketchup. Can I get just ketchup? But I know they're going to give me those Heinz ketchup packets. When we
Yeah.
live in a world, and we'll get to it. We live in a world where we have ketchup packets that you can not only like tear off the front piece and squirt it, or tear off the. We're gonna get to Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A changed the game when it came to sauce packets, and
Dude.
the rest of the world needs to catch up. Cane's, it's fine. I didn't really get sick from it, so we'll put it as C. Carl's Jr.
I'd
Well,
probably put
Hardee's as well. I think this.
yeah. I'd say either a B or even an A for me. I quite like Carl's Jr.
That's fair. Do we have White Castle on this?
Yeah, it's down
We
at the
do.
bottom there.
We do. It's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough. What did you say? Like B or C?
I'd say B or A. Yeah,
Oh wow. Just
it's a place where like there's not a whole lot of them around us.
yeah.
But and even like the majority of the time I would have it, it would be visiting family in California because it was a California origination.
Don't they separate it? I don't mean to interrupt. Don't they separate it like Carl's Jr. is more southern states and Hardee's is more northern states?
It's possible. I believe they were both separate beforehand and then they combined.
Do the history of Hardee's and Carl's Jr. But what were you saying?
But yeah, like when I'd only be able to get it in California, that would be like a really not a nice place to eat because it's still fast food, but like I would enjoy it quite a bit.
Carl's Jr. got its start as Los Angeles as a hot dog cart in 1941, and Hardee's was founded by Wilbur Hardy in Greenville, North Carolina in 1960.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Carl's Jr. was founded by a 24-year-old bread truck driver named Carl Karcher and his wife Margaret. Cool. 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 It's definitely we'll probably rank them around the same because White Castle and Carl's Jr. and Hardee's to me all serve the exact same food. And I know I'm probably gonna get flack for that, but I'm thinking of the little tiny hamburger sandwiches, and I'm thinking of the zigzag fries, which always hit the spot.
But do they have star-shaped chicken nuggets?
Holy fuck! I didn't think about that. There we go. Distinctly shaped chicken nuggets. They raised the bar.
They're like dinosaur nuggets, but stars.
Did I tell you that I fell off of those just because they started to taste strange to me?
The dinosaur nuggets?
Yeah, and for the longest time, I used to like appreciate that it was it tasted distinctly different from the other chicken tenders. But since I started getting a different brand from the Tyson ones, I realized that good chicken tenders taste significantly better than those.
Yes.
And whether it's because it's like missing certain like HMOs or certain like vitamins or something, whatever they're injecting in those dinosaur shaped chicken nuggets, I couldn't have them anymore. I think I literally ate too much and I weaned myself. Excuse me, weaned myself.
It'd be
off
impressive if they had a HMO in it.
HMO. What am I thinking?
I think you mean GMO.
GMO. There we go. There we go. Checkers.
I don't think I've ever had this.
Isn't this another brand that's Checkers and...
I thought it was like a pizza place.
Rallies. Checkers and Rallies. They're both the same thing. They're both like a diner restaurant, isn't it? Checkers food? It's giving me the fucking game. Queen me. Yeah, it's chicken tenders. And oh no, I'm sorry. It's burgers and stuff. It's kind of like a diner sort of experience. Hot dogs, classic wings, fries and sides, shakes. So, and I hate to scroll down yet again. Are we gonna get there's Shake Shack sheets. I'm not seeing, what is it called? What was the diner restaurant that a lot of people
Steak and Shake?
Steak and Shake. Did that go out of business?
I think it went out of business. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Did Steak and Shake go out of business? So we'll just have never had, because we have never had it. All right, moment of truth. Even though we're not even close to halfway. Did Steak and Shake close? It just says temporary closed. I'm getting a lot of headlines saying it's on a downward spiral. Closes 51 locations. Back in the black. Chick-fil-A.
I'd throw that at B.
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 Why B?
It's like, it's good, but it's not the best. And then not even taking into account the just shitty ownership.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's better chicken out there.
I definitely agree. I don't like the lines. I do like that they were able to adapt to them. If you go to any Chick-fil-A restaurant, they're not only going to have, because we live in Texas, so they know, 2 lanes, both with a roof canopy over the lanes next to where you're having to roll down your window and talk or whatever. And then they've even had what they do at like In-N-Out, where they have people come out, and I feel so bad for them because they're just teenagers trying to make $7.25.
Yeah,
but
they are always nice.
They are, well, because they have to whip them into shape. They have to. You don't say what is it?
Have a chick-a-lickin' day.
No, it's whenever you say thank you, they say my pleasure. They have to say that. So anytime, and I say thank you just because I'm a good
You're a
person.
decent person. Yeah.
I'm a decent person. And so whenever they say my pleasure, I want to turn to them and say, you don't mean that. You you don't know me. You don't know how much of an asshole I can actually be. You don't know if it actually was your pleasure. You don't are you actually pleased? Are you pleased
I
that you
don't think
served me?
about this as much as you do, apparently.
As I'm pulling away, about to get my chicken sandwich. I hate that the default sandwich is includes pickles. In fact, all
Yeah.
places that include pickles as the default option, because lettuce is one thing, but when you have pickles, which is always on the top, smushed into the top bun, you're not only watering down that bun, you're also giving it a distinct pickle flavor that I
It's
fucking
always
hate.
gonna have the flavor. Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind pickles on chicken sandwiches. I love pickles on like burgers. But I do feel similarly uh, the way you do about pickles. I feel that way about tomatoes.
That's no
Um,
same thing. Yeah,
and I think that there should never be a default, you know.
you're right. Exactly.
But
I think
yeah,
default should be, and I think we've had this conversation off air. The default should just be patty and buns, right?
cheese.
You think
I
cheese
think
is the default?
cheese. Yeah, because I don't want to order a burger and then have them give me a hamburger. You know, like a hamburger is just a sad version of a cheeseburger.
I think if you're good enough at your recipes or the way that you make your meat, you should be able to stand behind having just a regular. And I get this. You're at a cookout and somebody asks you, "Hey, you want a burger? Do you expect a hamburger like with no cheese, or do you expect it with cheese?"
Well, generally, if I'm in a cookout, then they're not. They're just cooking the patties and
Right,
then they're slabbing them, you
right.
know, and then you put whatever you want on there.
So you're going to like a
Um,
table to put all of those
yeah,
toppings
yeah,
on.
to garnish everything yourself.
Right. So you don't consider cheese to be a default.
Not in that scenario, but if I were to go to like a McDonald's and say I want a quarter pounder, I would hope it would come with cheese.
That's okay. That's fair. So you're going out of your way to go to a business that is offering to make you food. That is when it's expected. But when you're
Yes.
in a when you're in a community environment, that's when it's kind of
I mean, quite frankly, if somebody's making me food, I'm never gonna be like, where's the fucking cheese, dick? Fuck you and your burgers.
slaps their kid. No, that's fair. So I think I'm gonna give it a C,
I'm good with that.
because they have fucking put pickles on my sandwich too many times recently. Also, they hate gay people,
They
so
do.
you
Yeah.
should be an F. Chipotle.
Is Freebirds on here? Just out of curiosity.
It is
I don't
not.
think
Oh,
so.
Steak and Shake is on here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So in lieu of Freebirds, just automatically, and there you go. In lieu of Freebirds not being on here, I'm gonna put Chipotle as an A.
As an
Or
A.
the best.
The best?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. And I don't think we talked again about this off air in our group chat. Freebirds has pissed me off recently. And this is
Oh, have I?
Chipotle is fine. Chipotle hasn't changed. I agree. I literally just had it for lunch. I can pull it out of my trash right now. Delicious.
Yeah.
They fucking suck upper management wise, but we're talking about the food here. It's great. Freebirds has been pissing me off because I think they changed the standard portion size for their bowls. And I can pull in my roommate because the last time we went to Freebirds, I got a bowl like I normally do at Chipotle, and they gave me like less than half of the amount that I usually got. Call me a fat ass, but
So I'm not sure if they changed the portion size, and this will tell you how much I eat at Freebirds, by the way. I'm kind of telling on myself right now. But they did change the bowl style as well. It's a different bowl. So I think the amount looks different in there. I'm not sure if they changed the portion that they're serving. They might have. And it could also depend on
you think like the bowl size changed?
The bowl size did change. It's a different bowl entirely.
Because definitely when the last time we went, and the last time it's been a while because it pissed me off this much. The last time I went, the reason I'm saying they gave me a different portion size is because it didn't even fill up the whole bowl. I pushed as soon as I sat down, because I checked, I pushed all of the food to one side, and it literally only filled up like a third of the bowl.
Yeah, and unfortunately, even if they did change the size of the bowl, you always run that risk with like your Freebirds or your Chipotle type
Yeah.
of restaurants because like the portion that you get could vary depending on the time of day, depending on the amount of people that are in there. You know, you could be getting the last bit of each tray that you're pulling from, or you could be getting the first serving out of it, out of a fresh batch. So there's like a bunch of variables to that. Personally, if Freebirds was on here, I would probably put Chipotle. I would probably ask you to make a different tier for A, so I could put Chipotle there and then put Freebirds above it.
So you like Freebirds more?
I do, and the reason is I prefer their queso. Their queso and their steak, I prefer.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I actually agree with you. Yeah, on that. I used to love Freebirds more just because I liked kind of the environment. I liked the much chiller atmosphere. I didn't feel like I was in some back room of an Apple phone factory. It felt chiller. It felt more relaxed. I do hate that they also pulled away from like the what is it? The tin, the aluminum foil shtick.
Oh yeah.
They started taking all of that down. They don't no longer do that.
Oh really?
Yeah, like if you like made a fucking swan and gave it to
yeah,
the
I
people
know
they
they
used
would
to,
keep. I know they would keep those up, but I didn't realize that they had stopped doing that.
maybe some dumbass little kid tried to eat one or something. Also,
could have been a COVID thing.
That too. Church's Chicken.
This is a D for me. It is a, and I actually would rank it above Arby's because I typically like eating Church's when I eat it, but it also makes me sick. So
that's fair. Put you there. Church's Chicken makes you sick?
It depends. It's like a 50-50 shot for me. Whether or not I'm going to be like stuck in the restroom for a minute.
I just know that it's just kind of for me. The last time I've had it, and I usually will get to the option I usually pick, which is not normally KFC. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, I just remember stepping away from Church's Chicken going like, this is all right. I'd rather go for KFC or I'd rather go for Popeyes.
Yeah, Popeyes for sure.
Yeah. Cookout.
I don't know what that is.
I think that is a LA specific one.
Right.
Or no, there was one in Austin when I went down there. But it's a barbecue place. We gotcha. Know what we're gonna put in A. So Culver's.
I know the name. I've never eaten at one. It's like a White Castle, right?
No, it's like a Brahms.
They're
mainly known for their ice creams.
Okay.
The ice cream cakes.
Gotcha.
Have you ever heard of now I'm forgetting the name of it. The fucking whale shaped one.
Oh, Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy the Whale. That's Culver's.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've never had it. If Brahms is on here, that can go straight to F. But I'm hoping by you putting it in B, you're telling me that you've had good experiences with Culver's.
I'll put it in C because it's okay. It's the same with help me out with the other one. It's the same with Dairy Queen. In that you go there for the ice cream. You're not going there for the burgers. You're not going there for the chicken fingers. I mean, you could like get fries to dip in your shake, by the way, let me get your consensus. Dipping fries in ice cream, yay or nay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just kind of depends. I would actually prefer like a saltier fry. Here's the thing. Here's the best combo. And we'll get to it. But Wendy's fries in a Frosty. Because they're sea salted fries, and so when you dip it into the Frosty, it comes off of the fry, and then you got sea salt Frosty. It's good stuff.
I don't personally really ever do it. I've done it a few times. It's fine. It's salty and sweet together. But I like ketchup on my fries too much to waste them on ice cream.
Right. No, but like this is going out of your way to get
Sure.
fries to
Yeah.
dip in your thing. So you have another set of fries with ketchup. Fair?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be miserable by the time I'm finished eating all that, but yeah.
All right. Del Taco.
Um, probably a C. Yeah, you could just throw that one there.
Probably a C.
Yeah.
I come away from Del Taco and I don't feel bad about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know when I buy their tacos, this is super cheap. It's more flavorful than Taco Bueno. It's less. I don't. It's nicer looking. If Roses was on here, I would say
Yeah, I'd say that would rank above it.
yeah. Only because I love their tacos even more.
Mhm.
Domino's Pizza.
Oh man, this one's hard because I actually do kind of like Domino's, but it's definitely one of the pizza places that makes me sick the most.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, granted, I never have like Pizza Hut. Um, yeah, I don't know what Jollibee is.
I'm gonna try to go through some of the ones I know we've never been. Have you ever had Penn Station?
I have not. No.
Okay. Sorry. We'll do a quick run after Domino's. So Domino's doesn't make you feel sick, but
it does make me feel sick.
Oh, it does make you feel sick.
It does make me feel sick, but I tend to enjoy it. So yeah, probably around churches. It'd be more than Arby's because Arby's makes me sick and I don't enjoy it.
Right. So you feel bad, but
Yeah.
like you'll have it.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen, actually. That's interesting. I didn't see it before.
Yeah, I'd put a D.
Yeah. I don't think it makes me as sick as the others.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't even say it usually makes me sick. I just don't particularly enjoy it very much.
I can say that about any ice cream place. It actually does make me sick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get to another chain restaurant where I'm gonna be pissed off about the ice cream. So we'll just hold on. Let me do a quick perusal. It is on here. Okay. Jeez. Let's run through a couple that we haven't seen or never been to. Swenson's.
No.
Torchy's Tacos.
I have, yes.
You have, okay.
I
Wawa.
I have not had Wawa.
Okay, neither. Zaxby's.
I think I've had it once, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Let's put it there. Noodles Economy?
Noodles
Company. It's just
Company.
Noodles and Company. Skyline.
No, but I know a lot of people really like Skyline. But I can't speak on it.
This is our ranking. Sheets.
Nope.
Unfortunate name. Qdoba.
I have had Qdoba. Yeah.
Okay. PDQ.
I have not.
I think I've had the rest of these. Yeah.
You've had Moe's?
I have had Moe's. Wings. Wing over. And Wiener Schnitzel I have had. Okay. Oh, Portillo's I haven't had. I don't think we can have it. Roy Rogers?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. All right. El Pollo Loco.
Probably a C.
Same.
It's fine.
All right.
That's another one that started in California and is
better or worse than
out.
Del Taco?
Worse.
Worse?
Right. Yeah.
Fair. Firehouse. Getting back into
I'd probably
the sub game.
Throw that up at the best.
Best. Okay, so if you are craving a Subway sandwich, you would crave.
Oh yeah, if I'm craving a sandwich, it's not Subway.
It's not
for
Subway.
Sure.
Okay.
And then it depends on if I want a cold or a hot sandwich.
So Firehouse, and then we have Jersey Mike's
Actually,
and Jimmy John's.
You know what? Because I know there's another one on here. I'd say Firehouse at a B.
Okay. I've had it literally once, and it was fine. The sub sandwich places, they are pretty much indistinguishable to me. I will say that literally everyone treats their business better than Subway, so we just know
Yeah.
that Subway is going to be last. So I always feel super sad going into a Subway because I know it's one person taking care of that store for a 12-hour shift.
I
So,
can't even remember the last time I went into a Subway. I think maybe when I was 16 working at a GameStop.
can I tell you something funny? I literally I was craving a Subway sandwich for some reason, or like a sub
Yeah.
sandwich. I was craving a sub sandwich. So I drove down the road and there's a strip center off of intersection that you are very familiar with.
Yes.
Because you worked at one of the stores.
Yeah.
And there's a Subway there. And then I parked.
That's the Subway I'm talking about.
And I parked. Well, here's the thing: I parked right in front of that Subway, and then right as I was getting out, I looked at the Subway and saw the one person in there and like four people kind of waiting or looking or like just walking around. I'm like, no. And I literally went to the Little Caesars right next door and just grabbed that.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the exact Subway I'm talking about. Is when I was 16 working at this GameStop, you'd get 30 minutes for lunch. And I didn't have a car at the time because I didn't get my first car until I was 17. So I had to pick something within walking distance to eat. So it was either Subway, which is right next door, or you could go one more down, I think, to a Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Or I could go all the way down like the block to Churches.
Yeah.
And
there was a Sonic there.
I never went to Sonic.
Oh. I think we're going to get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there. I have my opinions on Sonic. But yeah, it was usually either I would somehow, and to this day, I don't know how I managed to do it because I was 16 and my metabolism was
you
way
were skinny.
better.
You were skinny.
But I would eat an entire Little Caesars pizza in 30 minutes and go back to work just fine.
Oh my God. Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
I am jealous.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't utilize my time effectively.
Yeah. And here's the thing: I wish I had too, because I was a bigger guy. I could more reasonably do that, and people would be like, "Oh yeah, that guy could probably do that." And then I immediately regret it every time I get a little. We'll get to it. We're jumping ahead.
We are jumping ahead. Yeah.
Five Guys.
I'd throw that up at the best.
Yeah, I would definitely put that up there. We're not doing. We've only put one at the best. I'm gonna make this bigger.
But that's what I feel like. That's natural. You're only supposed to have so many at the best.
That's
true.
Know? That's true. You see that? Okay. It's still okay. Yeah. I would agree. Yeah. Just the extra fries in the bottom of the bag makes you feel like you get more. The free.
You feel like you're eating like a good burger.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. It feels more fresh because it literally is.
Yeah.
You can't.
I do.
Sorry.
I will say they have a tendency sometimes to, because if you're not eating it in the restaurant, if you're like taking it home with you and they wrap it up, it does have a tendency to kind of coagulate a little bit and get a little soggy, which would be the detractor on that. But I feel like even when it does that, it still tastes really good.
It still tastes like a good burger, but yeah, you are getting the sogginess from it because they're wrapping it in tinfoil, so it just seals in all that juice. But you deliberately make that decision, especially the second time you're choosing to make that decision. So it's not the business's fault. IHOP.
Oh gosh, probably a C.
C. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to look at the other breakfast places. We got Waffle House. Okay, Waffle House. We got Denny's is on here, isn't it?
Yeah, you already moved it to F.
Oh yeah, I did.
you called it out. It was like 2 lines below where we were at the time. And you're like, no, I'm not going to even pretend.
It's going to be on the bottom one. It's going to be on the bottom one. The only fucking time Denny's was ever good, and it was it was like a 2 or 3 month window. It was right before The Hobbit came out, the first one, and they had a Lord of the Rings style menu, and everything was Lord of the Rings themed. And they had a specific like second breakfast type meal, and it was like literally it was everything, and it was cooked to perfection. It was delicious.
Wow, cooked to perfection. That did comet strikes the Earth that same
it was
span of time.
It was a themed meal. It was just like, and I hate to bring it up, but it was just like when the Szechuan sauce came out for Mulan. I remember the Szechuan sauce. Which, if you want Szechuan sauce, just go get McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. It's literally like inches away from that. But yeah, um, I agree with C. I would say C because I know where I'm going to put another one. In-N-Out Burger.
Probably a B.
Got a hard disagree.
Ooh.
Got a hard
Oh
disagree.
yeah. Where are you feeling?
I like the business, and I like that they pay their employees more. The food is just okay.
You know what? Yeah. Now I'm thinking on it. I think C. I
Because
think you're right.
the
Yeah.
fries are probably the worst tasting fries. They're up there with actually McDonald's has gotten better fries in general.
Oh yeah,
Those,
for sure. Yeah.
so yeah. Let's put you in. Well, you don't make us sick. I'll put you at C. Yeah, because their shakes are actually pretty
Yeah.
bomb. Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box is a place that I have learned to not eat at.
Right.
I do when I eat it, I'm like, this tastes pretty good, pretty okay, but it makes me sick like 80% of the time.
Yeah. I was like, it's D or F. I just want to see what your feelings were. Same exact way. Every time I have Jack in the Box, it's because I have no other options. Because it's
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in a place and I just want to get something at 2 a.m. So I get the munchie meal. And I always regret it. Those tacos are literally the worst tacos I've ever had. And it's because it's Jack in the Box's fault. They're trying to cover every single
They do.
genre
They cover
of
too
food.
much.
And you're asking these poor chefs to make like this food on demand, and they can't.
Well, and they like literally bathe everything in grease.
Yeah.
Like the shit comes dripping out.
Yeah. You have a dripping
the
bag no
line.
matter what you order from Jack in the Box. It's disgusting. Love the mascot. They've had phenomenal promotional game. Like they were the Arby's now, like back in the late 80s, early 90s. But not anymore. All right. We got Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. I'm gonna do both at the same time.
So personally, I think they probably both go in C.
Okay.
I would put Jersey Mike's above Jimmy John's, I think.
Okay.
Jersey Mike's tastes better. Jimmy John's is the sandwich place that you go to when you want something really quick.
You know, the good thing about these restaurants, just my 2 cents, because I think I've had Jersey Mike's once and Jimmy John's once, is that they're never next to each other. They're not close enough to each other.
Yeah, they do. They are well spaced. Yeah,
I think they do that deliberately, and I appreciate that. Like anytime I see a Firehouse Subs, I'm like, I'm not gonna see any besides Subway, because Subway will buy any empty space and make it a Subway. But every other like Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's, they're always going to be like more than a mile out, which I appreciate, covering a thing. But their sandwiches, they're okay. I'm going to take your word for it.
Jersey Mike's, not only do I feel like that they're just better made sandwiches, but they do also have the option of either cold or hot subs.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy John's is just cold subs. So if you're like, I'm good with a standard cold cut sandwich and I want it now, Jimmy John's is the way to go. But if you're like, I'm good waiting an extra 10 minutes or whatever, I'd say go to Jersey Mike's. And then if you have the option, Firehouse.
We're going to have that the same point made in a little bit. Because KFC.
This would be a B for me. KFC.
I was gonna say solid C.
You know what? Yeah. Just by virtue of what I'm seeing further down the line.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense to put it at C.
I think I'm glad that we're able to agree on a lot of these, because it means that we have similar tastes, and I know that you're not a bastard. So we'll put this.
Thank you.
Put this above Blimpie. I want to move Blimpies down to here. Yeah. All right. We're getting a full C category. We need to start raising the bar. Little Caesars.
Well, we need to start raising the bar. I think it's all these C bastards that need to start raising the bar.
Oh, and it's never had. It's the restaurants we've never been to that definitely shows how much we go out or experiment. I know there's a Zaxby's within.
I feel like a lot of those down there are just regional though, which is why
some of them are. Yeah, Portillo's definitely is, and
like a Wawa. I don't think we even have a Wawa in the entire state of Texas.
Yeah, that's Northeast stuff. Penn Station for sure. Cookout. There's probably like 10 locations. Skyline and Sheets. Never heard of. Little Caesars.
I'd probably put it on par with Domino's in the D category.
Fair. I will definitely say that it is the best. I want pizza. I want it right fucking
Yes.
now.
I mean, they have it in the warming. Like,
Hot and
there's
ready.
so many times where, I mean, we both probably did it where it's Friday, right after school or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to do a gaming session or whatever back at our parents'. So we walk over because we had one like in that same general area right next to our school.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you could just walk over there,
Yep.
grab one out of the warming drawer. Here's $5, and you're good to go.
It's definitely the pizza of teenagers. It's the
Yes.
I don't have any money. Well, I have a little bit of money, and they have raised the price. It's not $5 anymore. It's like $7. But
yes, at the time though, it was $5. So we're
and that was a
aging
good deal.
ourselves.
That was a good deal. And it's definitely replaced the Jack in the Box back before I didn't have any sense of being. Where it's like it's the stoner food. It's this is gonna fill me up for the cost to food ratio. So, top of D, Long John Silver's.
I don't know if I've ever had Long John Silver's. Maybe one
Really?
time, but I'm not a big seafood person. Like, I like sushi, and that's pretty much it. I'll eat a salmon, that kind of like a nice cooked salmon, but I don't like go out of my way to be like, you know what, I feel like fish today. Unless again, it's sushi because I fucking love sushi.
I think you should. I think you should become more of a fish person. I think you will become more of a fish person as you get older.
Is this a threat?
No,
you will become more of a fish person.
No, I think just because you get way more out of fish than you do chicken, and you feel a little bit. I mean, not Long John Silver's, but when you eat fish, you'll feel a lot better. You get more protein, that kind of thing.
Lighter.
That's lighter, yeah. Again, not Long John Silver's because they deep fry that shit. But I highly recommend. We should definitely go and get Long John Silver's, and so I can get your. Because here's the thing: you get the box. It's just like any like chicken place. You get like a box of like fish, not breasts. That was fish breasts. Fish
fillets.
Fillets, basically, but like they look like big chicken breasts. And the way they deep fry it, and the way they just kind of dump it all in the box. You also get these little. You get the deep fry like bits. I like to call them, and you get the fish bits. And they're the most delicious thing to eat, especially whenever you're like really hungry. It's a good like another starving. I'm starving. I need to get something. Well, I've had everything else. Long John Silver's is pretty good. There's actually one not far from where we used to live. So
yeah.
That's a combination. It's always a combination. This is another place that's always combining with A&W.
Yeah.
I would say it's a solid. It doesn't make me sick. It should, but it doesn't. I'd say solid C. Put it there. That's fine. Just because there's not a lot of seafood, like fast food seafood places.
Yeah.
Probably save that one. Moe's I've had. It's okay. It's Tex-Mex basically, but I'll put it at a. Put it as C. I had a really terrible date at that Moe's.
Oh yeah.
So actually D. Let's put you at D. Fuck that bitch. Panda Express.
I put it at the top of C.
Okay. Why?
It's not. It's like Americanized.
Why do you not support your local Chinese food businesses?
Well, it's Americanized Chinese food.
It is.
And it does run the risk. It's like a 50-50 shot of whether or not I'm going to feel sick after eating it. But I feel like the general taste of it kind of outperforms that. Or like I don't mind feeling a little off when I eat it, but it's generally not among my first choices.
I'm going to put it at the top of D.
It's
good
with that.
It's good. But for the most part, 70 to 80% of the time, I feel sick after.
Yeah.
So you get a good value. There's a good way to cheat the Panda Express menu to where you can order like a single plate and like combine it to get like a side and it costs less than getting a 2 plate. There's YouTube videos, but yeah, I there's been a lot of moments where I just like, ugh, I could have just ordered in from like the local place that knows me and loves me, hopefully because I tipped them.
Yeah.
And because I live on the 3rd floor, I feel bad, but I don't want to go across 35 to just get Panda. I'd rather order from a place I like.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you have to grow that relationship with that local Chinese food place. They have to anyway. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Panera.
For me personally, this would probably be a D. It is average at best, overpriced, like garden variety grill food.
Yeah, I was gonna say F. Not because it makes me sick necessarily, but because every single time I've had it, I always feel like I got cheated out of my money.
Yeah. I don't feel like the amount of food you get is not congruous to the amount that you're paying for it.
Fucking panini is like $12. I'm like,
yeah, and two, like even that amount, like if it was a small amount but it was really good, that would be one thing. But it's just like fine. It's not
okay.
like I could make that shit in my fucking kitchen.
It's also the most boring name of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Don't advertise your bread. No one gives a shit about bread. It's the stuff that's in between the bread that counts.
Well, a lot of people give a shit. I give a shit about bread.
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
Papa John's is F. Don't even talk to me.
I would disagree, but I'll give you it.
Food is good. I can't move past the guy. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So this is one of those like, I've talked to my roommate about pizzas all the time because he'll always get Papa Murphy's, the one that you cook yourself basically, and that's fine. It's delicious. I've had great experience. I grew up on Papa John's. A lot of us have.
Yeah.
Like the one on 377, I remember being there like before I was born. And it's delicious. You get like a good amount of food for what you're buying.
But I feel like the sauce to cheese ratio is always really good.
Yeah. It's always that. It's always that. But my roommate and I always talk about like, oh, should we get Papa Murphy's? I want to try to get what is it? Marco's Pizza, which is also another brand, which is fine. Little Caesars is always under consideration for me, but it's not for him. So it's like, what do you want to get? But let's talk about Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that would probably be it.
Because you're going to be the deciding factor.
A D or an F for me on Pizza Hut. I'm not a fan of theirs.
Fair enough. Above or below,
but I do
Domino's.
like them more than Domino's. So depending on where we put that, I would say move Domino's up.
I like the deals for Pizza Hut more than I like Domino's. I like because the $10 box or whatever.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's on the level of like Taco Bell with their boxes and stuff. I'm like, that's the perfect amount. Don't change that.
Here's the thing with me and pizzas, unfortunately, is I've had the distinct pleasure to get very lucky to live next to a bunch of like either smaller franchises where there's like maybe 20 locations in their entirety,
right,
across the whole United States, or like just straight up one local pizza shop.
Yeah.
And they always outclass any of the big chains for me.
It's the love that goes into the food.
Yeah.
It's like what I was talking about with Chinese food.
So like regardless of wherever all these pizza places end up on our list, I'm not really going to feel that bad about it because I generally wouldn't pick them first anyway.
Yeah. Totally fair. Popeyes,
I would put at either the best or B.
Yeah. If I'm getting chicken, I would like to have Popeyes. Actually, Yeah. If there was one closer to me, I would be getting Popeyes more than because I get Chicken Express because it's so close. Yeah. And there's even closer than that Chicken Express is a Slim Chickens. What happened?
My dog just headbutted the couch after she sneezed. She does this thing where she like loses all control of her fucking body when she sneezes. Like she will literally go and then just like slam her fucking head into the ground.
I actually know human beings that are like that, so that's fair. Totally fair. Yeah. There's the Slim Chickens, there's the Chicken Express, there's Golden Chick that are so close to me.
Yeah.
Not a Popeyes. I just wish there were more. But yeah, they have the best.
I'm lucky to be close to a Popeye, so I do get them fairly often.
I wish I could have them more. Yeah, Popeyes is probably the best chicken place. Because yeah, where do we put KFC? KFC is fine. Like their KFC bowls delicious.
Yeah.
Potbelly, other sandwich.
I'd throw that up at the best.
Okay. I think
and this
I've
is why
only had them once.
Potbellies is the reason why Firehouse is not on top and why it's in the B spot for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If I'm gonna get a hot sandwich and I have the option, this would generally be my pick.
Oh, Potbelly. Okay. All right, fair enough. Maybe I should have them. If you're saying
their meatball sub is fucking ace.
All right, I'll have to try it out. Qdoba.
Lower than Chipotle, probably a C.
C.
It's like a discount brand Chipotle.
Okay, that's fair.
I do think sometimes they just depending on the day they might taste a little fresher than Chipotle, but it also runs the risk more often of just kind of being a little bland for me.
See, I don't like its name.
Qdoba.
Do you pronounce it Qdoba?
Yeah, Qdoba.
Not Qdoba?
Qdoba.
Qdoba.
The letter Qdoba.
All right, if you say so. That's the thing, is if the Q should always have a U next to it. Quiznos. See what I'm talking about?
I can't even remember the last time I had a Quiznos. Probably. I mean, if I'm being generous to see, but I'll trust your judgment.
Only because I'm going to put Schlotzsky's higher. I'm going to put Schlotzsky's at a C. Because they're similar.
But the difference is so distinct that it's not even a letter difference. It's a full 2.
Oh, I meant D.
Gotcha.
Only because it's literally been probably a decade since I've had Schlotzsky's, but I know I never really had a bad experience with Schlotzsky's. I just don't go. I can't even think of the closest location to me, so it's not my fault. It's theirs.
Yeah.
Sbarro. It's the worst.
You have strong feelings about
it's
Sbarro?
Airport pizza. It's airport pizza. There you go. It's the worst. Shake Shack.
This is probably. I actually like Shake Shack. I'd probably throw it at a B.
At a B?
Yeah.
Above Chick-fil-A, above KFC, above Burger King.
Yeah. Oh, definitely for sure. Because Shake Shack is like kind of a Mooyah, which is like a step below a Five Guys. I'd say that's accurate for me.
That's fair. I remember them being super pricey though. Are they still like super expensive?
They're in line with like Mooyah, like I said.
Oh, fuck you, Steak Shack or Steak and Shake.
Personally, I don't like Steak and Shake, so I'm fine with it being an F. Yeah. So,
all right, Sonic.
This is going to be a hot take for some. I hate Sonic.
No, I hate it too.
I fucking hate it. So I'd throw that an F because it does not taste good and it makes me sick every time. 100% of the time, I am sick after eating Sonic.
Let's talk about their super overpriced ice cream, shall we? Shall we talk about the 30...
I like that all your like rage moments come down to the ice cream.
It's
fuck the ice cream.
And here's the thing, I shouldn't have a hot opinion about ice cream. I should be like, ice cream, while delicious, is bad for me, so I don't like ice cream. But if anything, that makes more
sense, right? Because if you're making the decision to hurt yourself with ice cream, you want it to be good.
I want it to be delicious. I want to be able to, like, not feel the pain. I want to be able to, when I'm sitting on the toilet for an hour, just getting the worst results. I want to be able to go, yeah, this was so worth it, though. And Sonic has never given me that. Sonic Blasts, like, as delicious as they are, I know I can go literally within spitting distance of any Sonic is a far better fast food place with a better dessert option.
Yeah. I agree.
Every time I buy a Sonic shake, I'm like, okay, this was $6 for the size of this cup, which it's a big size cup for anywhere else in the world. But in America, you can get half a gallon of ice cream for less. If I could just go to Kroger or Walmart, brave that nightmare, and get an entire half gallon of ice cream and then take it home and then whittle away at it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So the price and the quality that it boils down to, fuck Sonic. Also their food and their service, which is they always hire the most asshole children to work the.
Well, yeah, I mean they're
to skate around.
They're 16-year-olds
to skate around like they're hot shit and their little rollerblades, spitting on my car and no, fuck them. Subway F. We already talked about it.
F. The worst bread, like just wet. Yeah.
Wet blah. Taco Bell.
I would throw this as in a D.
Yeah.
This is the epitome of the fast food place that Casey wants the most often, that I have to make the conscientious decision to say I'm gonna fuck myself over today.
Yep.
By agreeing to it.
I have to plan out that if I'm having Taco Bell, I need to make sure that I'm home in the next 45 minutes. I need to be near a toilet that I can trust, in an environment that I trust. Because if I'm not, there's going to be some issues.
Yeah. And I don't think it tastes particularly good to run that risk either. But exactly. I do it for my wife because I love her. So I know she would rate it higher.
Oh, marriage.
But she has less of an issue with it. But I mean, at least I get a Baja Blast out of Taco Bell.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't get sick from the Baja Blast. You get sick from the food. So
yes. It's arguable that the Baja Blast might actually save me from being more sick because I'm filling up more on it.
The only thing is that fuck every Taco Bell that fills up your cup with ice. And I'm saying this for every fast food place, actually. Stop filling it up with ice. Nobody wants it full of ice. I don't care if it's the hottest day of the summer. Stop filling up my fucking large drink with ice. And going back to Sonic, you're the worst culprit. You got that chewy, dumbass, teeth-looking ice, and you fill it up 80% thinking you're cool. Like, oh, I'm sorry, that's our policy, sir. No, fuck you. I only want, like, enough to make that drink cold enough to make cold. It's supposed to be cold for as long as it lasts, which should be less than an hour. Even if I'm getting like a 44 ounce, even if I'm getting a Route 44, that drink is gone. Okay?
Yeah.
It's gone within an hour. I'm finishing it with my meal or even long after. It doesn't matter. Stop filling it with ice.
Nick says that's no good.
No. Anyway, Taco Bell. Yeah. Hi D. Taco Cabana.
Probably on par with Taco Bell.
Really?
I think you can make the argument that it ranks a little higher, but I don't think it, like, Taco Cabana makes you less sick than Taco Bell, right?
Yes.
But I think even with that, Taco Bell tends to, and this is me as someone who doesn't particularly enjoy eating Taco Bell for the taste, I think Taco Bell tends to taste like something more than Taco Cabana. Taco Cabana, I think, is a little bland a lot of the time.
That's fair. I think the last time I had actually, I'm gonna put it in C.
Okay.
I like their breakfast top. I like that I can get an entire box of breakfast
You know what?
tacos.
Yes. Actually, I completely forgot about their breakfast menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would elevate it for me. I do like their breakfast tacos.
As much as I love the Crunch Wrap, the breakfast Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell, I enjoyed the breakfast tacos from Taco Cabana way more.
Can I say something about the Crunch Wrap?
No.
I just had it for the first time.
Yeah.
Just had it for the first time like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
The breakfast one or the regular one?
Just the regular Crunch Wrap.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get the hullabaloo of the Crunch Wrap. Why people like that? That is a chore that is 70% tortilla.
Okay, so I agree with you like 90%. because when you're going through it, when you're biting through, and we're talking about the it's basically a burrito, but it's a flat, like octangular.
You have
It's a stop sign.
a hard shell separator in the middle.
For the normal one, yes. For the breakfast one, they don't use a tortilla. It's literally just the hash browns and the eggs and the cheese. So I have more experience with the breakfast crunch wrap, but for the normal crunch wrap, yes, because you have a tortilla inside of a already cooked tortilla. I don't know why they do that. They should just get rid of the hard shell tortilla, and then you're having to deal with a little bit less. But when you're biting through it and you're halfway through, then you're eating like tortilla that's falling off because you're biting the edges of the folds.
And it's also the folds, like no matter where you start eating the thing, you're always just getting the tortilla. Like you have to take like 3 or 4 bites before you actually get to the substance of the thing.
Because it's like a reverse.
It's complete horse shit.
It's a reverse cinnamon roll, basically. You're going, all the good stuff is on the outside, and then you're going into the inside, and it's all bread. It's like flavorless bread. And I get it. I totally get it. But it is a little bit easier to handle than a normal burrito if you're driving and eating, which you shouldn't do. I should legally say. But again, don't drive and eat. But if you are, it's easier to handle because it's more like hand friendly. Does that make sense? I feel a little bit, and I don't want to do it. I feel a little awkward holding a burrito and taking bites out of it. You know, I just fucking did it. I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I feel a little weird eating burritos when I know a crunch wrap exists.
So you prefer a crunch wrap over just a standard burrito?
Yes. But here's the thing. For the last year or so, except for maybe one time, I've literally only gone to Taco Bell for breakfast. Because the breakfast options are actually really good. Except for the potato one, which is just like, I want to eat like only carbs today, and cheese, which, as you know,
yes,
made me want to kill myself. Torchy's Tacos. We're almost done.
This is a B.
A B?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what I feel like people should get who actually like Taco Bell.
I've never had it.
This is like the best way to get fast food Tex-Mex, essentially.
Torchy's Tacos. See if there's one.
You still run the distinct chance that you may get sick, but it tastes like 1,000 times better.
The closest one is like 10 miles away from me. So I've never had it, but if I ever am in that area.
If you're driving past one or like around one and you're thinking, I could eat, that's a good option. Okay. I would say try it.
Yeah. I like the logo. I like the logo a lot more than a lot of these. So.
And I also feel like you get more for what you pay at Torchy's.
Oh, really?
Like I think sometimes, as cheap as Taco Bell can be, I feel like it evens out because you get skimped a lot of the times on your tacos and shit. And Torchy's, I feel like you're getting more for what you're paying.
All right, fair enough. Waffle House.
You know, I have only eaten at a Waffle House once, and it was years ago. So I'm going to defer to you on this one.
It's the best breakfast place.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Here's the thing. Is it dangerous at a Waffle House? Yes.
Worth the risk, though.
I'm saying every experience I've had at a Waffle House, good and bad, have been interesting. Right? Like, of course, everyone's seen like the viral videos of like the cooks, grabbing people over the counter and beating the shit out of them. That's fun to me because I'm in the corner eating my breakfast bowl, going, "Oh shit, this sucks." I know that shouldn't be a factor, but like I go to Waffle House, and I'm saying this is the best breakfast place because I'm going to eat breakfast at Waffle House at like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
I was drinking the night before. I want to eat breakfast, Waffle House. I'm not thinking Denny's. I'm not thinking IHOP. I'm thinking Waffle House. So take all of what I said into account. Waffle House is the best breakfast place. Just it's the best breakfast like centric place where it's mainly focused on breakfast. And Their steaks are also not that bad. And usually the clientele are like super sweet old ladies. Doesn't. Let's move on. Wendy's.
Wendy's, I'd throw in C.
See?
Yeah.
Now, we got a big category, so I want to definitely ask you, like, where in C? Because we got Chick-fil-A, KFC.
This would be probably on the higher end. I'd say
above Burger King.
Probably above KFC, I'd say.
So just below Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. There you go.
It's the best. And we are biased.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the point, right? That's the fucking point.
Here's the thing. Okay, so as of recording, it's still in theaters. There's a movie that just came out, I believe, last week called Vengeance, that was written and directed by BJ Novak. Zach, do you know who that is?
Yes, the one of the writers on The Office.
Ryan from The Office. The temp, Ryan.
Yeah.
And it's a movie about a New York like blog writer who ends up getting mistaken as this deceased girl's very serious boyfriend. And so he goes on this trip with the dead girlfriend's brother about trying to like solve the murder of the girlfriend, although they had broken up and it wasn't a serious relationship.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I want to do a podcast about this. And so he decides to start like just doing a murder mystery podcast and starts unraveling like the mystery behind it. But there's layers to that movie, and I highly recommend anybody who's like even slightly marginally interested in it to check it out, because the third act of that movie takes a sharp right turn. Anyway, the reason I bring up this movie is because
I was waiting for how this connects to Whataburger.
Because it takes place in Texas. He gets stars, what's his name from Logan and the Sandman. Can't remember.
Oh gosh.
Tall guy with like blonde hair. I can't remember his name. He was in Narcos.
Didn't watch it.
Fuck. Anyway, he everything is happening in Texas, and he's like, oh, you know, Texas, you're all hicks and everything. And there's a whole scene. He's like, so tell me about what you like to do on one of your days off. And he's like, well, we like to go to Whataburger. And he's like, okay, well, what do you like about Whataburger? And the whole family are there answering questions, and they're like, well, it's always right there. He's like, okay, well, that doesn't really tell me anything about Whataburger. What do you like about Whataburger? He's like, because it's always right there. And there's a whole like third act scene that takes place in a Whataburger, and it's basically like one big fucking advertisement for the chain. And
so it's the Olive Garden from Sonic.
Yeah, but in a way to where it ties into the theme of the movie, and also the characters. It kind of builds on the characters. Anyway, as a Texan sitting in a movie theater watching this movie, I was just nodding my head going, yep, it's just always right there. And it's good. It's one of the best.
I think the takeaway really is not only is it available for us, but it's also good. Like it's the best fast food burger you could get.
And I'm sure that, you know, people in California are probably saying like, you know, In-N-Out is the best burger place.
Oh yeah, that's my mom. You know, she is a diehard In-N-Out eater and does not particularly enjoy Whataburger.
Does she go, we're going through the drive-through, have a few laughs? Because she's a diehard In-N-Out fan.
She doesn't do that. And I say diehard, I don't know, she's probably eaten In-N-Out maybe twice within the last year.
Right. Because she cares about what she eats. Anyway, Whataburger is one of the best. White Castle.
I've only eaten an actual White Castle once. Every other time I've had White Castle, it's been like from a Kroger.
Wait, why are you doing White Castle?
Like the frozen White Castle.
Oh, okay.
Burger
so you're doing the frozen. I don't know if we can do that. I've been to White Castle only a handful of times, and the more recent examples of eating that food is again the frozen version. So,
so would this be? Where would this fall?
Bottom C.
Okay.
You don't really get sick from White Castle.
Yeah.
Unless you eat like 80 of them, like Harold and Kumar.
True. Yes.
Vienna Schnitzel.
Yeah, don't know enough about them to say one way or another.
I've had them, but yeah, I can't. I'll just put in never had. because I want to lie.
I know it's hot dogs, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's.
think maybe I've had them once.
We'll just say never had because we
Yeah.
can't pull too much. Wingstop.
Wingstop.
Could
Probably.
I'd say B for me.
Yeah, I'd be good with B.
What is it? Buffalo Wild Wings is the other one that you think of. But
My
for
problem with Wingstop is that it tastes good.
Mhm.
Like they're good wings, but it's definitely a place where, unlike the rest of that B sort of area,
yeah,
I'm more likely to feel bad after eating it.
we can move it down to C. I just remember.
I think no, I'm good with it at B. I think the taste offsets it. It's just like one of those things, you know.
Okay, so you're trading it off basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I just know that Wingstop I'm going to take home. Buffalo Wild Wings I'm going to sit in and like eat at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I know that that's two totally different experiences and that doesn't really say anything about the food, but it kind of does.
Right.
I'm more comfortable eating the food at Buffalo Wild, but it's not here, so I don't even know why I'm arguing it, but I do like Wingstop a little bit more. They're also a little bit better priced. McDonald's.
Yeah, they're more feasible. I would put this on the best for me. I know that might be a hot take. I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about McDonald's.
Best overall.
Like with the 6 that we already have up there. Yes.
I gotta argue for B.
Okay. I'm good with that. I think for me, I don't like I put Whataburger and McDonald's on equal footing for me, but I also understand if you would like Whataburger more.
I've had far less bad experiences with Whataburger than I have McDonald's.
I have had the opposite, but I very much like the taste of Whataburger. So again, it's like one of those situations where it's evening out.
Right.
McDonald's is like the workhorse of fast food places for me. It is. I get pretty much the same thing every time I go there. It always tastes exactly what I expect it to taste like, and I like the way it tastes, and I'm never disappointed. Like I know what I'm getting with McDonald's, and it's always good for me. You know, like
for that exact reason, I'll bring it back up because you're nailing it. It's exactly what you expect, and you're never really disappointed in the way that the taste is going to change because it doesn't, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
So it's the expectation that's always met that I really, really appreciate about that. So I think we can say the same for just about all of these.
Yeah.
Probably put this a little bit lower. Just cuss.
Yeah.
Just cuss.
Just cuss.
All right. Well,
there you go. That's our tier list.
Let's let's bring this up just because you can see a little bit better. That's the definitive tier list. I actually like this.
I feel good about it.
I feel like there's a couple of places that I wish were on here. That are a little that we have more experience with, but I'm okay with it. It covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And I think what we could take away from this is that we definitely don't like pizza as much as we thought we would. And
really like cheeseburgers.
We really like
cheeseburgers.
Like American food and Chipotle. And Chipotle. Chipotle is the one outlier that gets to stay around. Interesting. I didn't think it was going to last this long. Yeah. Zach, thanks so much for sticking around and helping me out with that. I was trying to get a better, and maybe I can keep this and catalog it so that whenever we hang out and I'm like,
yes, we'll be able to defer.
List. We can't go back on that. You can't say, oh, let's get Schlutsky's because I'll look at the list.
Or we could use it to be like, oh, they just put a new Zaxby's in. You know, should we try a Zaxby's?
Oh, I guess yeah. We've never been, so why?
Do you want to try Zaxby's?
I think what it boils down to is that like if we've gotten to the age, you and I have gotten to the age to where we we don't mind experimenting, but if a new something pops up that's like a franchise specifically, why?
Yeah.
We know what we like.
It depends on if like I'm with somebody else who wants to do something new. Like they're like, oh, there's this thing, and I've never had it before. I'll be like, yeah, all right, I'll try that.
Right.
As well as what's available at the time.
Exactly.
And
It's almost sorry, go
the
ahead.
thing with that upper end of our tier here is that 9 times out of 10, especially since there's a fucking McDonald's up there,
Yeah.
you're gonna have one of those available.
That's totally fair. That's another reason why it's at the top, is because it's always available too. It's a weed. It's a weed. Is what it is.
A weed, yes.
It's always right there, and it fills in any sort of well, do you want to get this? Yeah, but I'm kind of craving this. Well, it's got that. It's okay. All right. The only thing it never has is ice cream, unfortunately. But
it has the idea of ice cream.
But you know what? They filled in the gap with the ice cream with like other treats, like fucking cookies, cinnamon rolls they brought on for breakfast and stuff, or their yogurt, which I've never had because I don't trust yogurt. Yeah. I should like yogurt. As someone who's lactose intolerant, I should appreciate yogurt because I should be taking like what is the Activia? I should be like eating Activia. Yeah. But anyway, other than my sad debilitating disease. Thank you so much.
This is the state of Nick's body.
Thank you so much for watching the Good Goose podcast. We appreciate you standing by, watching. Make sure to follow us on all social media. If you haven't been seeing it flash at the bottom of the screen, you can see it down in the description below. We also have a store.lightscamernonsense.com, where you can buy merch and help represent your favorite podcast, favorite new podcast. We're not a movie podcast anymore. I can't use that line anymore. Or if you want to send a DM our way, or subscribe, or like us, or reach out to us, we are everywhere. And we will respond because we're bored, sad little men. I don't know.
I'm average height.
I said bored, sad little men. Oh, little. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know we're taller than average. Because average is 5'8".
No,
anyway,
I'm average.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye.